I've always been that person who loves movies more than life itself. Not just the big blockbusters, give me a grainy indie flick with subtitles and a 3-hour runtime and I'm in heaven. So when the local art house theater announced a one-night-only screening of this obscure Japanese sci-fi film from the 80s, Neon Requiem, I snagged a ticket faster than you can say limited seating. The theater's this tiny, velvet-curtained relic downtown, maybe 40 seats max, with creaky floors and a popcorn machine that smells like burnt dreams. It's my happy place. I got there early, claimed my spot in the 4th row, dead center, and settled in with my contraband sour gummies. Shoo, don't tell the usher. The crowd was small but dedicated, mostly film nerds like me, a couple of older guys with berets, and one dude in a hoodie who looked like he'd wandered in by mistake. The lights dimmed, the projector hummed, and I was ready to lose myself in glowing cyberpunk vibes. That is, until Phone Guy showed up. He rolled in 5 minutes after the opening credits, plopped into the seat 2 rows ahead of me, and immediately pulled out his phone. Not to text, oh no, that'd be too subtle. This guy started a full-on FaceTime call, speaker on, volume cranked. Yeah bro, I'm at this weird movie thing, he said, loud enough that I could hear it over the synth soundtrack. Nah, it's some old crap, but it's supposed to be, like, deep or whatever. The screen lit up his face like a beacon, and I swear I saw spit fly as he laughed at his own joke. I leaned forward, trying to catch his eye with a polite but firm, dude, really? Head tilt? Nothing. He just kept going. Hold up, there's this robot chick on screen now, yo, she's kinda hot for a pile of bolts. A few people shifted uncomfortably, and one of the beret guys muttered something in French that didn't sound friendly. I waited a beat, hoping he'd wrap it up. Nope. 10 minutes in, he's still yammering about his buddy's new vape flavor, and I'm clenching my gummies so hard they're a sticky blob. Finally, I couldn't take it. I stood up, stepped into the aisle, and tapped him on the shoulder. Hey, man, I whispered, could you maybe take that outside? We're all trying to watch. He swiveled around, phone still blaring, and gave me this look like I'd just asked him to donate a kidney. Excuse me, he said, loud enough that half the theater turned. I'm in the middle of something here. Yeah, and we're in the middle of a movie, I shot back, keeping my voice low but firm. Just, please, dude. It's a theater, not your living room. He scoffed, rolled his eyes, and get this, held the phone up to show his friend my face. Check this guy out, bro, thinks he's the movie police. His buddy cackled through the speaker. You're rude as hell, man, Phone Guy said to me. Mind your business. Then he turned back to the screen like I didn't exist. I stood there, dumbfounded, heat creeping up my neck. The robot chick was mid-monologue about existential despair, and I was missing it because this clown thought I was the problem. I could have gone full Karen and grabbed the usher, but the theater's run by one overworked college kid who was probably asleep at the ticket booth. So I sat back down, fuming, while Phone Guy kept chatting, though he did lower his voice a little like that was some grand concession. The rest of the movie was a blur. I caught maybe half the dialogue over his sporadic bro you gotta see this updates. When the credits rolled, I bolted out before I could say something I'd regret. But here's where it gets messy. The next day, I'm scrolling Letterboxd, you know, the app where film geeks flex their taste, and I see a review for Neon Requiem. It's from some guy with a pixelated robot avatar ranting about this jerk who interrupted my call during the movie to play hero. He called me a pretentious gatekeeper who probably didn't even get the film's vibes. 5 likes, 3 comments agreeing I sounded like a total tool. Now I'm spiraling. I just wanted to enjoy my weird little movie in peace, not start a war with some loudmouth. But people in the theater were glaring at me after the confrontation, not him, and this Letterboxd post has me wondering if I overstepped. I didn't yell, I didn't touch his phone, I just asked him to chill. Still, he's out here acting like I'm the villain, and it's eating at me. I've been replaying it all week, second-guessing every word. So Reddit, tell me straight, ATA for calling out the guy talking on his phone in the theater, even if he thinks I was the rude one? I'm not proud of it, but I've got trust issues with public transit. Ever since some dudes snatched my earbuds out of my hands on the 7 line last year, mid-podcast, no less, I've been paranoid about my stuff. So when I hopped on the 42 bus last Thursday, peak rush hour, with my backpack loaded with my laptop, wallet, and the last of my grandma's homemade tamales, I wasn't taking chances. The thing's a beat-up JanSport, straps fraying, but it's basically my life in fabric form. The bus was a sardine can standing room only, the air thick with sweat and that weird damp smell of too many coats. I snagged the last open seat near the back, next to this guy with a man bun scrolling TikTok at full volume. My backpack's bulky, sure, but I didn't trust it on the floor where sticky fingers could swipe it, and the overhead racks were already stuffed with gym bags and soggy umbrellas. So I plopped it on the seat next to me, figuring I'd move it if someone really needed to sit. Spoiler, that logic didn't hold up. We're 3 stops in, lurching through traffic, when this woman storms down the aisle. She's got a neon yellow raincoat, hair plastered to her face like she just ran through a monsoon, and a vibe that screams, "I've had a day." She zeroes in on my bag, points at it like it's a wanted criminal, and goes, "You gonna move that, or what?" Her voice cuts through the hum of the bus like a foghorn. Heads turn. TikTok guy snickers. I blink up at her, caught off guard. I can if you need to sit," I say, fumbling to shift the bag onto my lap. It's heavier than I remembered, and a tamale wrapper crinkles loudly as I wrestle with it. She doesn't wait for me to finish, just launches in. "You think you're special? Taking up 2 seats when people are standing? Selfish much?" Her hands are on her hips now, raincoat dripping onto the floor, and I'm shrinking into my hoodie. "I wasn't trying to look, I just didn't want it stolen," I stammer, finally getting the bag onto my knees. My thighs are screaming already, this thing's like a toddler with a grudge. She rolls her eyes so hard I'm surprised they don't pop out. "Oh, please. Nobody's stealing your crap. You're just entitled." Then she plops down next to me, elbow jabbing my ribs as she adjusts her wet sleeves. The whole bus is watching, and I swear I hear someone mutter "jerk" under their breath. I sit there, face burning, trying to focus on the ad for discount dentures plastered above the window. She's not wrong, there were people standing, a couple of older folks gripping the poles up front, and I didn't even think about them. But I wasn't trying to be a dick. I've seen those Reddit threads about pickpockets working the buses, and my laptop's got my entire freelance gig on it. Lose that, and I'm eating ramen for a year. Still, her words sting, and the glares from other passengers aren't helping. The rest of the ride's torture. She keeps huffing every time I shift the bag, like I'm personally offending her, and TikTok guys blasting some sped-up remix of Sweet Caroline that's drilling into my skull. When we hit my stop, I practically sprint off, bag thumping against my back. But the guilt's been gnawing at me since. I posted about it on X later, kept it vague, just venting, and got a mix of NTA, protect your stuff, and white EA, it's a bus, not your couch. My sister says I'm overthinking it, but she's the type who'd give her seat to a raccoon if it looked tired. Now I'm stuck replaying it, wondering if I'm the asshole here. I didn't mean to hog space, but maybe I should have sucked it up and risked the floor. Or maybe she overreacted and I'm not the monster she made me out to be. Reddit, I need your take. AITA for putting my bag on the seat and taking up space, even if I was just scared of getting robbed? I'm not a confrontational guy. Honestly, I'd rather eat a stale gas station hot dog than argue with a stranger. But last weekend, I hit my limit at this tiny vinyl shop downtown, and now I'm wondering if I'm the jerk in this story. It's called Spin Cycle Records, one of those hole-in-the-wall places with peeling posters and a faint weed vibe wafting from the back. They were holding a flash sale, 50% off everything, one day only, and I've been hyped for weeks to snag this rare pressing of Exile on Main ST that's been haunting my dreams. I got there at 9:45 a.m., 15 minutes before opening, because I'm that nerd who stakes out a spot. The line was already 6 deep, mostly dudes in flannel with beards you could lose a pen in, plus one woman in a tie-dye skirt sipping a kombucha. I took my place behind a guy clutching a list scribbled on a napkin, popped in my earbuds, and vibed to some stones to psych myself up. By 10 a.m., the line stretched around the block, maybe 20 people, all buzzing about what they were hunting for. The owner, this grizzled dude with a ponytail, unlocked the door, and we shuffled in like it was Black Friday at a thrift store. The shop's a maze, crates of records stacked to the ceiling, a turntable blaring crackly jazz, and a cat napping on a shelf labeled punk. I beelined for the rock section, flipping through sleeves with surgical focus. Took me 10 minutes, but I found it. Exile, pristine, $40 marked down to $20. I clutched it like it was a newborn, heart pounding, and joined the checkout line. There were maybe 8 people ahead, moving slow because Ponytail was chatting up every customer about their picks. Fine by me, I had my prize and I wasn't in a rush. Then she showed up. This woman in a red coat, heels clicking like she owned the place, breezed past the line and stopped right in front of me. She's holding a single 7-inch single, looked like some disco thing, and waved it at Ponytail. "Excuse me," she called over the counter. I just need to pay for this real quick. The guy ahead of me, napkin list, turned and grumbled, "There's a line." But she ignored him and kept smiling at the owner like he'd magically teleport her to the front. I don't know what possessed me. Maybe it was the principal, maybe it was the 45 minutes I'd already invested, but I piped up, "Hey, we've all been waiting. Could you maybe get in line like everyone else?" My voice cracked a little because again, not my thing, but I stood my ground. She spun around, eyebrows shooting up, and gave me this look like I just spat in her coffee. "Seriously?" she said. "It's one item. I've got somewhere to be." "Yeah, and I've been here since before they opened." I shot back, gripping my record tighter. "We're all waiting. It's only fair." Napkin list nodded like I just delivered a TED Talk, and a couple people behind me murmured agreement. But Red Coat wasn't having it. "Wow, rude much," she snapped. "Some of us have lives, not just whatever this is." She gestured at my vinyl like it was a stack of moldy newspapers. Ponytail finally looked up, scratching his beard. "Lady, he's right. Line starts back there." She huffed, loud enough to wake the cat, and stormed to the end, heels clacking the whole way. The line clapped, actual applause, like I'd won a duel. I felt this weird mix of triumph and nausea, because now everyone was staring, and I just wanted to pay and bolt. I got my record, slipped out, and thought that was it. But later, I overheard two flannel guys outside laughing about the line cop who schooled that chick. Then I checked the shop's Instagram. Yep, they've got one. And someone posted a blurry pic of the line with the caption, "Shout out to the guy who kept it real today. Entitled Cutters Suck." It's got 87 likes, and I'm paranoid it's me. Now I'm overanalyzing everything. I wasn't trying to be a hero. I just wanted my turn after waiting like a chump. But she acted like I'd ruined her day, and that rude comment stuck in my head. My roommate says I did the right thing, but he's also the type who'd fight a bear for a parking spot, so I don't trust his take. Reddit, I need your verdict. AITA for not letting her cut in line, even if she thinks I was a dick about it? I'll admit it. I'm not exactly the neighborhood's sunshine ambassador. I keep to myself, water my sad little cactus collection, and binge true crime podcasts until 3 a.m. My house isn't much. A squat, brick rancher on a quiet cul-de-sac. The kind of place where the most exciting event is the mail truck showing up 5 minutes late. Or it was quiet, until the skateboard brigade rolled in. It started a month ago. These 3 teenagers, maybe 14 or 15, all skinny legs and oversized hoodies, turned my street into their personal skate park. They'd show up every afternoon, grinding their boards against the curb right outside my bedroom window. The sounds like a chainsaw chewing gravel, thwack thwack thwack, and it's timed perfectly with my remote customer service shifts. I'm on calls troubleshooting Wi-Fi routers while they're out there Ali or whatever, yelling, "Sick," every time someone doesn't eat pavement. My noise-canceling headphones can only do so much. First, I let it slide. Kids need something to do, right? I was a menace with a Tamagotchi back in the day, so who am I to judge? But then they started leaving trash, monster cans, chip bags, even a busted deck with a faded Grim Reaper sticker. My front yard's not a landfill, and I'm not their maid. Last week, I hit my breaking point. It was 4 p.m. I'm mid-call with a guy screaming about his stupid internet, and one of the kids lands a trick so loud my cactus wobbled. I snapped. I stormed outside in my ratty slippers, phone muted, and waved them down. "Hey, guys," I said, trying to sound chill but probably failing. "Can you maybe take this somewhere else? I'm working, and it's getting tough to focus." They froze, boards clattering to a stop. The tallest one, bleached hair, nose ring, squinted at me like I'd asked him to solve calculus. "It's a public street," he said, shrugging. "We're not hurting anyone." "It's not about the street," I countered, pointing at the litter pile by my mailbox. "It's the noise, the mess. I live here, you know?" The other two smirked, and bleach hair kicked his board up. "Whatever, lady. Chill out." They grabbed their stuff and peeled off, but not before one of them accidentally knocked over my recycling bin. Classy. I thought that was the end of it. Nope. 2 days later, I'm pruning my cactus. His name's Spike. Don't judge. When a minivan rolls up, out steps a mom, yoga pants, iced coffee, the works, followed by bleach hair sulking behind her. She marches over, all smiles until she's not. "Hi, are you the one who yelled at my son and his friends?" she asks, like I'm on trial. "I didn't yell," I say, setting down my tiny shears. "I just asked them to skate somewhere else. It's loud, and they've been trashing my yard." She frowns, sipping her coffee like it's a shield. "They're just kids having fun. You didn't need to be so strict about it. Maybe try talking to them nicely next time." Bleach hair smirks behind her, and I'm pretty sure I see him mouth "loser." I bite my tongue. I did talk nicely. They didn't care. She sighs, all dramatic, and goes, "Look, I get it, but they're not hurting anyone. Maybe lighten up a little?" Then she's back in her van, peeling out before I can mention the Grim Reaper deck still rotting in my grass. Since then, the kids haven't come back. Score one for me. But word spread. My neighbor, Dave, who's 70 and thinks Wi-Fi is witchcraft, stopped me at the mailbox yesterday. "Heard you scared off those skater punks," he said, chuckling. "Their parents are pissed, though, calling you the street dictator." Great. Now I'm the cul-de-sacs evil overlord. I even saw a passive-aggressive, "let kids be kids" post in the neighborhood Facebook group, complete with a skateboard emoji. I'm torn. I didn't want a war. I just wanted quiet and a clean yard. But maybe I could have handled it better. Ignored the noise or offered them snacks like some sitcom mom. My sister says I'm NTA, but she's also the type who'd let raccoons trash her porch for fun. So, Reddit, lay it on me. AITA for telling those teens to stop skating outside my house, even if their parents think I'm a buzzkill? I'm not built for crowds. Give me a quiet corner with my Switch and a bag of flamin' hot Cheetos over a packed mob any day. But last night, I got dragged to this pop-up night market in the warehouse district. Think food trucks, fairy lights, and way too many people trying to Instagram their overpriced tacos. My best friend, Priya, swore it'd be chill vibes only, and I caved because she'd been hounding me about getting out more since I started working from home. Big mistake. The place was a zoo. Narrow aisles between stalls, air thick with fryer grease, and some guy's Axe body spray, everyone elbowing past each other like it was a contact sport. I was already on edge, clutching a mango slushie I'd paid $8 for when Priya darted off to snag us some lumpia. "Stay here," she yelled, vanishing into the swarm. So there I am, sandwiched between a lady haggling over a candle and a dude in a bucket hat blasting lo-fi beats from a portable speaker, trying not to lose it. Then it happened. The crowd surged, someone must have yelled, "Free samples." And I got shoved hard from behind. My slushie sloshed, I stumbled forward, and bam, I plowed right into this guy ahead of me. He was tall, maybe 6 feet 2 inches, wearing a denim jacket with patches and holding a skewer of grilled chicken. I hit him square in the back, and his skewer went flying, landed somewhere in the dirt near a Chio cart. I caught myself on a table edge, my drink miraculously intact, but I was pissed. Whoever bumped me didn't even stop. Denim guy whipped around, eyes blazing. "What the hell, man?" he snapped, brushing at his jacket like I'd smeared it with plague. "Watch where you're going." "I got pushed," I said, straightening up. My tone was sharp, okay, maybe sharper than I meant, because I was still reeling from the domino effect. "It's not like I tackled you on purpose." He scoffed, loud and dramatic, and pointed at his lost skewer. "Yeah, well, you owe me $5 for that. And maybe an apology while you're at it." I blinked. "An apology? Dude, I'm a victim here too." Someone slammed into me first. I gestured vaguely at the crowd, which was already swallowing up the culprit. He crossed his arms, smirking like I'd just told him the moon's made of cheese. Oh, convenient. Pass the blame and skip the manners. Real classy. That lit me up. Manners? You're yelling at me over a chicken stick in a crowd thicker than a TikTok comment section. Chill out. My voice was rising now, and people were starting to rubberneck. Priya popped back up, lumpia in hand, and mouthed, "What's happening?" but I was too deep in it. Denim guy stepped closer, towering over me. I'm 5 feet 9 inches on a good day, and went, "Maybe if you weren't so clumsy, we wouldn't be here. Say sorry, or at least own it." I'm not apologizing for something I didn't start. I shot back. "You want an apology? Track down the guy who bumped me." He laughed, bitter, and threw up his hands. "Unbelievable. Enjoy your night, jerk." Then he stormed off, muttering loud enough for me to hear, entitled prick, over the market buzz. A lady nearby clucked her tongue at me and some kid with a light-up necklace giggled like I just lost a rap battle. Priya dragged me to a quieter spot by a dumpling truck, shoving lumpia at me like it'd fix my mood. "You okay?" she asked, eyebrows up. That got intense fast. I nodded, but I was stewing. The whole thing felt unfair. I didn't mean to hit him and I wasn't about to grovel when I'd been jostled too. But the way he escalated it and the crowd's judgy vibes left me rattled. I posted a quick rant on Discord later, and my servers split. Half say I should have just said sorry to de-escalate, half say he was a drama queen who overreacted. Now I'm stuck wondering. I didn't start the chain reaction, but maybe I could have swallowed my pride and mumbled an apology to shut it down. Or maybe he's the asshole for turning a bump into a showdown. My slushie's still sitting in my fridge, half melted, mocking me. Reddit, help me out. AITA for not apologizing after I bumped into that guy, even though I got pushed too?